All right, ladies and gentlemen, all the viewers of North America watching ITV Gold, this is your host Monty Khan, and I'm bringing somebody very special from Mumbai, and let's welcome her because she has a really good path-breaking film that's coming. It's called Privacy. Let's put our hands together for Rajshri Deshpande. Rajshri, welcome on ITV Gold.
Thank you so much, Monty. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Your movie is. I was reading the synopsis of the movie. It has a very unique plot, and I wanted to know more about it from you. You know, like as they say, you know, right from the horse's mouth. But tell us something. The inception of this film, the idea. How did Mr. Kumar approach you, and what was the USP that you said, you know what, I'm doing this?
I won't be able to tell you the whole thing about the film because you have to watch the film.
You have to watch it, exactly, yeah.
But this is a story about this girl called Rupali, and she is a normal girl from a small town, and it's her story. What's actually happening with her? You know, what is her background is coming into the in her life, her hustle, her pressure, where she's working and everything, and her mindset. And the film really talks about the mental health space of this person. So that's the journey, and me as an actor, when I get to work on such spaces where we are discussing a complexity of a person, it attracts me, as an actor, because I would love to portray people from the box of life. I want to play people who are, real, not a fantasy characters. And that's exactly I've been doing, be it Trial by Fire or Fame Game or Sacred Games or whatever I have done till now. I've been portraying, people from the realistic spaces. And when Sudeep Kanwal, the director of this film, he had approached me, he and Shlok Sharma and his team had approached me, the whole synopsis itself attracted me, and when I read the script, I felt that, wow, this is something different than what I have done before. Crawford Market में एक बेकरी है, कोल्ड कॉफी बेस्ट है वहाँ की.
Surveillance cameras in public areas will reduce the crime rate as they will help in catching criminals.
On the contrary, I believe cameras in public places violate our right to privacy. Criminals will find ways to manipulate new systems in their favor.
Technically, if I go back in the past, you have a huge list of projects you've done with acclaimed directors, Anurag Kashyap to name, he's probably one of the best in the industry. Mm-hmm. Did it hit you anywhere that you're going to be working with a debutante director who doesn't have anything on IMDb, had a movie released in 2013, or the script was the king? What was that? Did you sleep on it?
See, I've always worked with the debutante directors.
Okay.
There are many of them. Their first or second film.
Maybe you were the lucky charm.
Maybe I'm the lucky charm.
Right.
I know. Yeah, but I think the script is always the king. And so script has to be good. This is the first thing, and then the team has to be good. Why the director wants to tell the story is important for me. What kind of is he really passionate about telling the story, or he just wants to make a film?
That's nice.
So I really want to know more about that. Why is he doing this? And that's what matters for me. If it's written well, Does the director has that kind of a passion to tell the story, and the kind of a genre of the kind of issues we are dealing with this on screen? Does he really know about it? So all these things are very important for me. So even if he doesn't have an IMDb credit, it's okay for me. But if he's talented enough, if he's passionate enough, I would love to support him. I would love to, give myself to
give you
whatever
100%
the
of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You guys, if you're aspiring directors, and if you have a good script, Rajshri is going to work with you.
Oh yeah, please.
There you go. But wasn't this inspired by Snowden or Eagle Eye or something? Because we have a lot of scripts that have been made in the U.S. The Hollywood versions of how piracy, how the privacy gets affected by surveillance, and how the industry has changed.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've read about Snowden and how do you feel there was a little inspiration? I wouldn't say.
Yeah. No, but I'll tell you, there are so many love stories in the films. We cannot say that. Okay, that means
she has an answer to every question.
No, because
but not made in.
But we
the
have
Indian
to have.
Industry.
But this is a subject which has to talk about, right?
Correct.
And be it made it anywhere and all. Love stories are made everywhere. Family drama is made everywhere. But how you tell the story is more important. How you narrate something is more important. Maybe you can say that subject is there.
What's your take on privacy when we're talking about surveillance cameras? What's your personal take? I know the script talks about something else. What do you feel that? Are they a boon to the society? Ladies and gentlemen, the reason I'm asking this is because this movie is based upon surveillance cameras and how the main protagonist, how she uses that. Does she use it to her benefit, or?
You have to see the film for all that.
Yes.
But see, this is a workspace. But what Rupali is, what the character is going through is more deeper than what it is. We are talking about a person who is going through something in her life.
Okay.
Then that person can work anywhere. She can be a doctor, or she can be an engineer building a bridge, or she can be, shooting something through the camera, or talking to me. We all go through some other things. We all go through hustle, and we all go through issues, and we all go through that mental, spaces where we are distraught. How we handle it, that's more important,
Agreed.
But there are so many people like Rupali is not able to handle that. This story is about that. This story is not about, this is the subject which talks about. No, it's about this human being who's not able to handle what is actually going on with her. And then whatever happened is the story, right?
Correct.
But it's the base which is, where we cannot deny what is happening in our society, that we are neglecting mental health illness. We are not discussing more, where, otherwise there will be lesser and lesser incidences in our country, in all the countries actually.
True, true.
So we need to talk more about that. So Rupali will have a different journey.
That's true. That's true. So basically, the main core of the movie is addressing mental health issues.
Yeah, see, addressing in the sense of course, whatever has happened with her is the story takes over that. So you see a journey of this person because what happened with her.
Correct.
Right? There is the circumstances. So I'm not looking at Rupali in like a complete grey or a black actor. But yeah, she is become that because of what happened.
Because of what happened.
Yeah, because of the circumstances. Because, so, the film is why it was important for me is because there are so many people has committed something or gone through something, had a past.
Had a past,
correct. If it was addressed at that time, maybe they wouldn't have done, or they wouldn't have become what they are today. And
but
that's the reason.
Doesn't that contradict destiny?
It is. We are living it.
You can't change that, right? I mean, even
Yeah,
if
but
you
we
go back,
can
even if you
change.
tread back in time, you still can.
I know, that's the reason we have to kind of start working now. So tomorrow will be better, right?
Right.
Tomorrow will not have that Rupali the way she has behaved in the film. She will not behave like that, right? And I think for me it's important whenever I do any project, I know there'll be one person who's looking at it and thinking that, okay, this is me.
This is me.
And I want that person to know that no, this is you, but this is how it is. This is the journey, in a good way or bad way, both. So, yeah.
Well, that sounds very impressive. Guys, I'm really sold, and I think this movie should really do well. And I quickly want to move on to the festival that this movie's been chosen for, the BFAN Festival, which happens in Korea. It lasts for 11 days. Has almost 262 films, and your film is one of them.
Yeah.
Has a lot of shots. So how excited are you leaving tomorrow?
Yeah, I am. Though I'm not at all prepared for it. I have not packed my bags, but I'm really excited because this is one of the best genre film festival in the world, and I'm really, it's an honor for us to be part of this film festival. And I'm really excited to meet a lot of people, a lot of filmmakers, because I've been to Busan Film Festival in 2019.
Right. And that was for?
That was for another film. So fortunately, all my films have traveled to film festivals.
Your films have traveled to film festivals.
Yeah, I'm a film festival baby, actually.
Nawazuddin Siddiqui has been like the gemstone. Like, all your projects have somehow or the other collided, and the stars have aligned and got you guys together.
True. But that doesn't mean that it was easier for me, or even for Nawaz also. For
you
me,
both?
Yeah, we had tons of rejections. We had to go through so much, finding the right people, right place, right characters. So it was a hustle. I think what you have to do is you have to keep optimism has to be the first thing. That okay, whatever it is, keep learning. Keep your ground. Be optimistic. Keep reviving yourself and believe in the craft. Whatever happens, nothing will work, but your craft will work. One fine day, people will notice you that, okay, this is the one I want.
If I had to ask you a question, maybe it'll be my final question, but
okay.
Monty or Sacred Games, if you had to choose one, Nandita Das or Anurag Kashyap?
No, I cannot choose. Both are my favorites, and both projects are very favorite. So actually, each of my projects is very, very, very dear to me. So I cannot choose any this thing.
Well, I hope one day you'll say that Privacy is your favorite project, because it's coming. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the great Rajshri. And the message that the end of this conversation leads to one thing, that listen to your heart, follow your dreams, and anything is possible.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and the world is near to you now. Everything is opened up. We all have become a global space, like the way Trial by Fire has reached out to everywhere. Like I was just in LA and New York, and everyone was talking about it. So I think,
Trial by Fire, if you haven't seen it, you have to see it on Netflix. She's a part of Trial by Fire, great project which is on Netflix. It is dark, but it hits you with...
It's realistic. I think reality is dark, unfortunately.
And most of your projects are based on real life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm glad Privacy is traveling. BFAN is a very, very good festival, and I'm honored to be part of this project.
Honored to sit down and talk to you, Rajshri. We're short on time. We could have spoken a more house of talent, given us some great projects. Monty, Sacred Games, Trial by Fire. If you haven't seen Trial by Fire, it stars Abhay Deol. It's on Netflix. You have to watch it. Great actress, wonderful person, and we wish you all the very best.
Thank you so much, Monty. And I wish we had more time to discuss.
No problem. Maybe in your next project, I'll still take that flight and come down to Mumbai. It was worth the flight.
Never know. Maybe I'll be in.
Or maybe she'll be in New York in our studio or in LA. Thank you, guys. Keep watching ITV Gold. This is your host Monty Khan signing off. Keep watching the Monty Khan Show. Ladies and gentlemen, all the viewers of ITV Gold across North America and Canada, today I have the privilege of being with one of the most prolific filmmakers, a phenomenal actor, a creative at heart, Nandita ji. Such a pleasure bumping into you at this really, really good an event for a cause. First of all, thank you for giving us your precious time. And let's talk about, I know if you talk about your films and your career, we'll keep talking till tomorrow. That's not why you're here today. So how important was this event today? What made you come here today?
It's a very interesting report that has come out about the kind of representation women have in front of the camera and behind the camera. I've been associated with the media studies department at TIS for a long time. I'm in fact on their advisory board as well. So I've been following the work they've been doing, and I have a lot of respect for that, because sometimes it's just the facts and figures when they come out in front of you and they're so stark that you realize that how lopsided and imbalanced the whole gender equation is, both in the kind of representation we have and the kind of people, or how few people that we have who are directors, who are story writers, who are producers, who are cinematographers, sound recordists, so it's still very, very low. And that's the reason I'm here in support of it. And because what happens when otherwise everything is anecdotal.
Correct.
You feel it's like this and everyone says, oh, but things are changing. There are more women we see around us. There are more women-centric film, etc.
Honestly, there are more women. We have the Guneet Mongas, we have the Ekta Kapoors, we have you,
there are
Neena Guptas.
more, but
yes.
if you see the figures,
Still male-dominated.
oh my, hugely. I mean, the gap is not 19-20 ya 15-20. The gap is
30-70.
You should see the report. I don't have it in front of me, but like for instance, the male cis male protagonist is like almost like 76% or 75%, and women are like 26%. Or behind the camera in the cinematography department or sound department, it's probably 5%, and
You wouldn't want to explore your mind and think, what could the reason be?
well, the reason is patriarchy and the fact that this is a reflection of the society, right? For the longest time, it was a very male-dominated industry,
Right.
where upper caste, they're also looking at caste and religion and region
Oh, wow.
and all these aspects. It's not enough to just say men and women. It's also important because there is a lot of intersectionality with that.
Right.
So primarily, upper caste Hindus from the north have dominated the film industry.
Correct.
And what happens to all other communities, and whether it's gender, whether it's sexual orientation, whether it's religion, whether it's caste, they are not represented. And if they are not going to be telling those stories, they are not going to be writing those stories, they are not going to be funding these films, the stereotypes, the narratives then remain within the chosen few. So I think when a report like this comes out, it's like a wake-up call.
It is a
then you
wake-up
say
call.
that, it's not about one Guneet or one Ekta Kapoor or
right,
whatever,
right.
For every one woman who actually rises, there are many others who are just not seen. They are invisible.
But what would this report do? Like, what's going to be the outcome? We had a great report. The report's out. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this, the United States Consul General was here, and they are supporting this cause as well. So what's the next steps? What's going to happen?
I think it's a very actionable thing. That's what I really like about the Tata Institutes. They are not sort of just making a report and it's going to be, like for instance, they even have a little pamphlet which has a QR code.
Yes.
So you can just, sort of share that and see, for every production house needs to see what can I do differently.
Correct.
Every director, you has to see what can I do that's different.
Should there be a female quota in production houses?
It's not about quota, it's about seeking out, because it's easier when let's say I'm trying to find a sound recordist or I'm trying to get HOD. There are a lot of young assistants. So I think in 10 years, you will see that shift more visibly, because all of these are going to then hopefully become decision makers and heads of their departments. But today in my film, out of 6, can I really find 3 heads of department, not just assistants, that are female? And you have to look harder. They are out there. It's just that there are so many more men. It's easier to get a pool of men doing that.
But I'll throw a curveball at you, right? Now, you are a filmmaker, and if you're looking for an HOD, and would you choose between gender or talent? Like if you have a male,
and if you have a female less talented, you can judge talent.
No, absolutely. And I think merit is important, but sometimes merit is, that's the biggest excuse as well, not to sort of get, have more affirmative action. Because you see, of course I want merit. I don't want to ruin my film and just take a, woman. But I think it's important for the cause of it. But I think if I make that effort to look, I will find merit and in a woman. That's possible. I just have to look harder. And for every woman who comes on board, she also opens doors for other young women.
Absolutely.
And there is a circle of empathy that there is actually a shift on set. And I've done 40 films in my 26 years as an actor and 3 films as a director. And it does change, and that's why I usually get assistants also as an actor, because you also want to mentor them.
You do?
Yeah, because they're out there in a very, very sort of male-dominated industry. They come from smaller towns. They sometimes feel completely lost. They come with low self-esteem, low confidence. So there's
And they look up to winners like you.
Because many other women have opened doors for me. So it's something that we have to just keep doing.
A domino effect.
And we want male allies. It's not only about women looking for other women. It's also men have to see they don't need to feel threatened.
Nandita, you have to know this. There are a lot of men, even in the United States, who stand for women empowerment. Women empowerment is the biggest pillar. Yes.
But we shouldn't be shocked. It's become a bit of a catchword. It's become the right thing to do. But I just hope that more people see merit in just equality.
Correct.
See merit in equity. They feel that the world will be a better place if we are more empathetic, if we are more equal. It's not to topple anybody's power. The power needs to be distributed
for a better ending, for a
better ending. And it has been proven, like even in the corporates now, to have more diversity on boards,
even in the US,
is actually helping even the business.
Yeah.
So if you're not doing it for the right moral reasons, do it for a better business, because then different perspectives come in. And that's just, it's not a rocket science to know that when different perspectives come in on something, you get to see the same situation, you get to find different solutions to the same problem in different ways. So I think it would benefit all.
Absolutely. So well
I need
said,
to run.
Nandita. I know you got to run. You gave us such valuable insight. We wish you all the very best. Before you leave, I just wanted your quick take. 10 years ago, the name Guneet Monga did not exist. Now, with the Elephant Whispers,
She's been there around for more than 10 years.
At the Oscar level,
Yeah.
Let me phrase that. 20 years ago, maybe she did not exist. But where do you see the future of the industry in the next 10 years? Do you see more Oscars, more females bringing in Oscars?
We're very proud and happy that we've got this Oscar through Guneet and Kartiki, the director of the film. Yeah. And while I personally also feel that it's not just about the awards. I'm not trying to dampen the spirits on that at all. But I just feel that as long as we can tell more local stories,
Beautiful.
Honestly, they will become more global. And while I've been to many festivals, a lot of my films have gone there.
Oh, Swigata was awesome, man.
Thank
I know,
you.
I loved it. No, I don't know about
Thank
the
you.
commercial aspect, but I loved it as a.
Well, thank you. I hope a lot more will see it once it's out on OTT. But the point is that festivals, awards, they are important, but they can't be the only benchmark.
Correct.
And a lot of the times, good stories get lost because they don't know how to hustle, or they don't know who to reach, or they don't know where to go and how to fill the forms, how to lobby.
They don't know the route to the Oscars.
They don't know, and not just Oscars, but to all of this. So it's a tough one. We are very proud of the achievements that our fellow filmmakers and fellow producers have got.
We thank you.
But that should not diminish all the others who are also struggling to tell their story.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the beautiful Nandita Das giving us her precious time. Keep watching ITV Gold.